This was a place of death and nothingness. There were no answers to be found here. The voice and their memories urged them to return to the lands of the living. A profound feeling of futility overcame the Trebhum. Despite having miraculously survived their encounter with the mathematician, they were back to where they'd started. To make matters worse, ahead of them lay the cold and snowy lands of the tundra. Not a very nice place for Trebhum who are not meant to live in the cold. They would have to push forward against all odds and pray that they could find help. If the Trebhum were going to deal with this terrible cold, they needed to find a mutation that would keep them warm. Their memories suggested that the answer lay in the odd little purple furballs that grew where the beautiful snow corals rose from the ground. This time, the Trebhum knew what they were feeling. Here was another servant of the cylinder. But what shape would this creature's evil take? It did not seem interested in the Trebhum. The servant of the cylinder had released a swarm. Small parasites had come from within it and attached themselves to the creatures in this area. It was somehow using them to corrupt the tower, to turn its protective force into a trap. All Trebhum hate parasites by nature, and they hated these even more. They would have to remove them. But how? This place made the Trebham uncomfortable. It felt like a place of desperation, where terrible, bitter things had happened a long, long time ago. The strangely named evil the Trebham found themselves gathering around a mysterious projection. They seemed to think it was an elder. "This is a recording pool," the projection said. "I left this message here to help you. I have discovered the recipe to permanently imbue my body with the power of this mutation and protect it from the evil light of our enemies. You must learn to use this formula, as I did long before you, or you will never gain enough strength to continue our people's struggle." The Trebham thanked the apparition, never knowing that it couldn't hear them. As the Trebham prepared to leave the cave, the apparition spoke one final time. "If you are lost and wandering helplessly across the land, look to the sky and seek a celestial serpent. You will know them by their many tails, which hang down from the clouds as the serpents contemplate the matters of the heavens. These serpents guard the way to the wisest of our kind, who can guide you to salvation." The Trebham thought of asking the apparition to join them, but before they could, it had faded away. Like the voice in their minds, it was only a memory. The ingredients required for the impervious mutation were all here. But stealing an Onchifert egg was easier said than done, and cracking one open was even harder. There was something strange about this new body, the Trebhum thought. It was powerful, but also a little frightening. They now had the ability to mix ingredients in order to create projectiles with which they could attack other creatures. This new power might be necessary for their survival, but they would have to make sure to use it carefully, so they would never become as cruel as the servants of the cylinder. Perhaps someone had heard the Trebhum's prayers after all. If there was a flying serpent in this place, there might also be a temple and an elder to guide them. Deep in their memories, the Trebhum carried a fragment of knowledge about this temple. It had once been a place of learning, where wise Trebhum came to study the crystals, which... But the memory was incomplete. The elder was sad to hear the story of the Trebhum and their failed journey behind the cylinder. You have been through so much. I wish I did not have to place even greater burdens upon you. But we Trebhum are not meant to live in this cold and cruel place. You must continue your voyage. You must cross the waters and reach the ancient lands of the desert. There lies the only hope for our people. You see, we Trebhum once had the means to sing to the stars and build vessels that allowed us to dance in the heavens. Seek one of these floating palaces. They may be the key to finding salvation in these times of despair. Farewell, brave little ones. May we meet again someday in another world. was this peculiar creature? It did not resemble the servants of the cylinder, but somehow it seemed oddly menacing. And what was that thing pulsating beneath it? A heart? Something in the Trebham's ancient memories made them apprehensive. "Beware," the voice in their memories cried out. "The mathematician has been summoned." This place was no longer safe. As the Trebham continued their voyage to the desert, they felt a strange sense of being observed. But this was not the cruel gaze of the cylinder and its servants. No, it was almost as if someone was trying to help them, laying out a path for them to find. The voice in their memories encouraged them to go forward. Was this a ruin? Some part of an old temple? No, not quite. Had the Trebham walked into a trap? Was their journey over? Perhaps this strange elder could tell them what was going on. But before they could ask, the elder spoke. The celestial Trewhala have seen your journey, and I have been told of your deeds. There's an old bond between our people, Trebham and Trewhala. We once lived in harmony, but the invasion of our world has split us apart. If you do not know their song, the Trewhala will not recognize you as a friend, so I am here to help you, as much as I can. The floating palaces you seek lie ahead, as you were told, but they will be of no use to you unless you reclaim all the powers of our people, which the cylinder has stolen. There is only one way to do so, by entering the portal that links our world to the dreams of the eternal cylinder. The greatest of the cylinder's servants, the mathematician, is the gatekeeper. He absorbs that which is of value to the cylinder, and his master has become intrigued by the crystals that the Trewhala wear as crowns. Find these crystals and acquire the mutation which will allow you to appear as one of them. Thus, you will trick the mathematician into granting you passage. And now I must return you to the land. There is little time. The Trewhala are being hunted, and only few are left. May you succeed in your quest, for all our sakes. The Trebham were beginning to understand that there was more to this journey than mere survival. So far they had acted only for themselves, but now they had been entrusted with a task that would affect many others. And although that was frightening, the knowledge that they were acting for the greater good gave them strength. The Trebham were beginning to understand that there was more to this journey than mere survival. So far they had acted only for themselves, but now they had been entrusted with a task that would affect many others. And although that was frightening, the knowledge that they were acting for the greater good gave them strength. Yes, these were the crystals that the Trawala used as crowns. The Trebhum wondered what secret powers they hid. But there was little time to think about such things, as soon the mathematician would make his terrible entrance. Where was the ingredient that would transform their skin into crystal? It had to be nearby. There it was, the unifier. Now the Trebhum would have to be brave and clever and find a way of defeating this dreadful creature so they could claim the ingredient they needed to transform themselves. The triangle-shaped objects that had fallen from the Unifier's head must be the ingredients the Trebhum needed for the mutation. Now that the Trebhum had transformed themselves, they would need to find the largest crystal formation in the area. That would be their best chance at tricking the mathematician into absorbing them. Once again, the Trebhum had returned to the strange place in the giant's dreams. There were more mysteries to uncover, more memories to take back. The voice seemed even stronger now. Yes, I can almost speak. Let me tell you your story. The song of your people is rich and beautiful. Before the cylinder came, each generation passed on its memories to the next, and so you learned to avoid repeating your mistakes. Slowly, you discovered the secrets of your world. You built great cities full of wonders, and then you sang to the stars to find others like you to share in the joys of existence. When you sang to the stars, there were many who heard you and raised their voices in song. Most are gone now, save for the Trawala, your own. What was this artificial island on the horizon? Could it be what the Trebhum had been told to search for? Could their adventure be nearing an end? With the knowledge they had gained, All they now needed to do was to catch a specific kind of fish, which would allow them to acquire the wonderful ability to swim without ever getting tired. The Trebhum were happy to find a friend resting on the island. However, they quickly realized he was not well. The elder told them, "What a pleasant surprise to find a group of such brave little adventurers. Oh, I'm glad to see your faces before my end. I'm sorry to tell you that this structure will not ascend on its own. I was hoping someone might bring the lenses that power this palace before the cylinder came, but as I can see, you do not know of what I speak, and this is simply not to be. But fear not. There are other palaces in the waters of this great desert, and resting in the golden dunes of these marvelous plains, you will find the hidden treasures that can awaken and lift to their majestic heights the Trebhum palaces that were once the pride of our people. Swim over to the other side and seek the Trawala that guards my brother's temple. He will explain what you must do. I wish you luck. Know that my spirit will dance and sing when you succeed where I have failed."